Hi, everyone. It is a Friday, a late Friday afternoon here on the West Coast, a little in your evening on the East Coast. And no matter where you're watching me from, I hope that you had a fantastic week. It was back to at least some sort of normalcy in a way after an amazing trip to the Galapagos, amazing trip to Peru. And now, as we march on forward through the rest of 2024 into 2025, of course, our first ever land trip. I loved all of your guesses that continue to come through. No one was correct on any of the guesses, but you still got a little while to guess here before I reveal our first land trip. And then I'm also talking about new trips for 2026 as well. So maybe you've got a cocktail in hand. Maybe you have a mocktail, soda, tea, whatever. So today I am drinking an adult lemonade. What do I mean by that? So I call these a limoncello spritz. It just sounded good. It's been a long week of talking to tour operators and talking to so many different people, signing contracts and all of that kind of good stuff that I needed something a little refreshing. Plus in Vegas, it's about 80 degrees. So that's always nice. So I made an adult lemonade. It's basically limoncello, some club soda, and then make it a little fancy with a lemon on top. Not hard to do by any stretch, but the sun is shining, and I thought, why not? So let me know what you're drinking. Let me know where you're watching from. We've got Joy behind the scenes, and Joy is going to be chatting with all of you via social media. I also have Mariah behind the scenes, and Mariah will be emailing you brochures on what we are going to be talking about today. All right. So if you want an email brochure, of course, you can always use our email, Seth@sailwithseth.com, Seth@sailwithseth.com, and we will be sending you an e-brochure on the trips that we are going to be talking about today. If you want an e-brochure on other trips that we're not mentioning and going in depth about, please go ahead and do so. Again, email there at the bottom of your screen here. It's Seth@sailwithseth.com. Again, Seth@sailwithseth.com. So we got a pina colada, we got Chardonnay, we got wine and Pepsi. Hi, Lori. Hi, Sue and Mark. We got Jackie, Beth. My mom is here. Nancy, John, Marnie, Barry, Andrea, Bryce. Cheers to all of you, my friends. Cheers. As we get going here and start talking about our trips that are coming up. I really can't wait to announce our land trip, which I'll get to. I know a lot of you are like, just say it already. Just say it. Just tell us where you're going. You got to think outside the box. And as I mentioned in an email that you might have received earlier today, it's a place that many of you might not have been to before. So whether you're here on Facebook, whether you're here on YouTube, or wherever you are watching, again, make sure to send us a request for that email. Again, Seth@sailwithseth.com. Elise and Martha, hi to you. We've got Joy, hi. Patty, Donna, Kathy. The list goes on and on and on. If I didn't mention you, I've got you. I've got you for sure. All right, so all right, here we go. A lot of people drinking water, and drinking water is A-okay. A-okay. All right. So now let's talk about what we're doing, where we're going. How about that? First of all, before I get to all of that, I want to just share a few pictures with you. How about the amazing 30 plus people we had in the Galapagos? To the right, you have, that's Gary, the floating head there next to the captain. But Gary and Terry, who are first-time Sail with Sethers, along with other first-timers in this picture. But you see the captain there, the hotel director there next to me. And then we have the explorations director. We have the maitre d'. We have all of the Sail with Seth guests. It was one of the most incredible trips I have ever been on. And I'm sure, and for those of you that were in the Galapagos, please chime in and let me know what you thought, because I will tell you, absolutely fantastic, absolutely incredible. There are no words for the Galapagos themselves. These are just a few of the pictures here that we took. I mean, I have hundreds and hundreds of pictures. We're going to be putting a video together, and we'll have the video for you coming up here maybe in about a week and a half or so I can kind of show you the video. But this is just a small little sample of what we had. In the corner, the lower left right-hand corner, you see Jane. Jane's a familiar face on many of our Sail with Seth cruises, and she is planting a tree. And we all had the opportunity to plant a tree and really bring back a bird that has almost gone extinct, but Celebrity has their guests planting trees for the last 10 years, and we're bringing more and more of these birds back. It's absolutely fantastic, and what a thrill it was. I know you think to yourself, gardening on a cruise, what are you doing? But to see the impact it makes on the environment itself in the Galapagos, that's what Celebrity takes pride in, and they really do everything A++++. And again, several of the pictures here, and of course, the blue-footed booby all the way over to our left. And then many of us continued on into Peru, and here are two different aspects of what we took. Half the group went on a lower hike, and the other half went on a higher hike. You could see the lower group kind of went inside Machu Picchu itself, and then those that were with myself on the left-hand side, we took the higher terrain up, and that higher terrain took us to that postcard image high above Machu Picchu. And this was a life-changing day. I never, ever thought that I would get to Machu Picchu, and it really was a phenomenal, phenomenal place. Galapagos in Peru, probably some of the best places I have ever, ever, ever been. All right. So thank you to all of you who shared the memories with me in Peru and in the Galapagos. I had an amazing, amazing time with each and every one of you. And again, I promise to send out that link for a Google Drive so we can all post our pictures, and then I can make a video on all of that, because it really was an absolutely, absolutely amazing trip. All right. So the comments continue to come through, and I love to see them all. So keep on chiming in and let me know where you're watching from and what you want to see as a part of the mix-up of Sail with Seth. So after this sip, let's talk about what we have coming up in 2025. We're going to kick off 2025 in February with an amazing trip to New Zealand. There are colors here, and they're color-coded for a reason, okay? So February to March, we have New Zealand. March 3rd through the 12th, we have Australia. We still have some availability left on this trip. If you are interested in something like that, just let us know. Now, for the orange means that there are a few cabins left, okay? So Bermuda, Charleston, and Martha's Vineyard, May 8th through the 18th. May 8th through the 18th. And by the way, you know who just signed up for Bermuda and Martha's Vineyard and Charleston? My mom. Yes, it's going to be Mother's Day on board Celebrity Silhouette. Mom's coming with, and she can't wait to meet as many of you as possible. That's going to be out of New Jersey. Again, I literally only have 2 rooms left, and they are inside cabins at this point. But let me know if you're interested, and I am more than happy to get you in on that trip if a cancellation should come up. So once again, May 8th through the 18th, Bermuda, Charleston, and Martha's Vineyard. June 29th through July 10th, we have the Arctic Expedition. The Arctic Expedition, by the way, has 2 rooms left on it. Again, that's it. The Arctic Expedition has been really, really going gangbusters. So that is going to be an amazing trip. We are going to be in northern Norway, and then we're going to head up to Svalbard. So we're going to see a lot of northern Norway and then to Svalbard. Svalbard is where we are going to be looking for polar bears and narwhals, also walruses. It's going to be a whole different take than the Antarctic, where there's penguins and seals. Going to be a whole different situation and a whole different group of animals there coming in from the Arctic. And then we have Venice. This is going to be on Uniworld. It is a river cruise without a river. I know we're going to be basically in the lagoon of Venice, going to Murano, Chioggia, and many places in Italy. So once again, that is going to be Venice, July 10th to the 20th. I only have a handful of rooms left on that one. August 29th is our Alaska cruise tour, which starts in Vancouver and ends in Fairbanks, Alaska. This is amazing. This also had a price drop to it. And the best part about the Alaska cruise tour is the fact that we are going to be traveling and chasing the Northern Lights. September, one of the best times to see the Northern Lights in Alaska. And that means that we have the opportunity of seeing not only the fall leaves change, but on your way up to Alaska with the Northern Lights all the way up to Fairbanks. The Canadian Maritime / JBF, that means it's the James Beard Foundation cruise on Windstar, the official cruise line of the James Beard Foundation. So foodies, that's a trip for you. Only have a few rooms left on that. Of course, when I talk about our first ever land tour adventure, that's going to be in November. So when you see it in green, that means it's about to debut. And red means that it is completely sold out. So again, the Christmas markets on the Danube, are sold out. So keep that in mind. The waiting list continues to grow, and I will add you to that wait list if that you need to get that going there. So again, Christmas markets on the Danube, all sold out. All right, are you ready for some new additions to our 2026 lineup? This is not the land tour, friends. So what I'm about to tell you is not the land tour. It's actually new tours that you can request a brochure on right now into 2026. Drum roll, please. Here we go. Southern Caribbean is already on the list. In February, we have the Antarctic expedition. In March, we did have Tahiti that has now since been canceled. So we are looking at Cambodia and Vietnam. And the reason I went to that trip is because we have unbelievable pricing from AMA Waterways. And in addition, I have an additional discount for you for Cambodia and Vietnam via AMA Waterways. So once again, March 24th through April 8th. That's March 24th through April 8th. Cambodia and Vietnam on AMA Waterways. That's brand new. And that is because it's in green. That means it's just debuting right now. July 3rd through the 12th, we're going back to the Galapagos. And we have the inner islands this time. Last time we did the outer islands. This time we're going back to the Galapagos because so many of you, I heard, are wanting Galapagos. And you saw our trip. You've heard from so many of our guests that that trip is something that we all could not get over and we're still talking about. So that's going to be in July 3rd through the 12th in the Galapagos. Our solar eclipse quest on Atlas Ocean Voyages, that has sold out. And our South Africa trip has sold out. Again, if you're interested in joining our wait list, please go ahead and do so and let us know that you are interested in those. I also had a few inquiries about India. If you are interested in visiting India, we're going to be doing India's Golden Triangle. That is going to be on Uniworld, and wait until you get a load of the pricing that I was managed to get. I still kind of pinch myself at this moment with India. It usually is a very expensive place to go. My pricing is phenomenal. Unfortunately, I can't really give you pricing because every state now has different laws. So I can't give you the pricing online right here. But what I can do is give you the pricing via e-brochure, and all of the pricing is going to be in that e-brochure. So no matter which trip that you're interested in, we're talking about Galapagos, we're talking about India, we're talking about whatever we're chatting about, let me know that you're interested in one of those e-brochures, and I am happy to go ahead and send you out pricing and information, especially on the new ones, because we do have sales and we do have some great deals that are available. So once again, send in those email requests, Sail with Seth, Seth at sailwithseth.com. The email there is at the bottom of your screen. All right. So should we wait? You know what? Let's chat about our 2026 cruises. How about that? No? 2025? Land only? What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? Let me know. 2025, 2026. let's talk about some of these new trips that continue to come on through. Again, our first land tour, which means that we are not going to be on a cruise. We are not going to be on a cruise. We are going to just be on land. And that's what we're going to be talking about is the land trip for 2025. Okay. So that's where we are going to begin right now. A lot of you might be asking, what about the Great Lakes cruise that you told us about? Unfortunately, I could not get a good pricing for especially my solos. We're still in negotiations for that. But friends, I'm telling you what, I really try to defend my solos, number one. I try to get good pricing and good things for all of us. And I just haven't secured that yet. So when I do, I will 100% let you know. I posted that a little while ago on the Great Lakes just to kind of figure out what kind of adventure and what kind of ideas and how many people might be interested. I had a lot of you that were interested in that. So again, fingers crossed, I can go ahead and get better rates on that. I just didn't want you to pay. I mean, we're talking a lot of money. I mean, a lot. So I want to get that pricing down just a bit before I was able to offer you anything like that. Okay. All right. So here we go. Now let's talk about the land trip first, and then I'll go into the details on some of our 2026 trip. All right. So this is Sail with Seth on land. So it is November 6th to the 14th. Here's your clue. We meet in Miami. We meet in Miami. Anyone want to guess? Okay, I'm gonna let you guys guess. We're gonna meet in Miami. We're gonna meet in Miami. So where do you think we are going? Where do you think we're going? I'm gonna give you that much information right now. I'm gonna give you that much information right now. And a few of you are chiming in, and you are absolutely correct. We are going to Cuba. Cuba is our first land option here with Sail with Seth. And I know a lot of you are at least shaking your head and saying, wait a minute, Cuba? What? How are you going to Cuba? What are you doing? How are you getting there? How are we doing this? What is Sail with Seth all about? So let me first of all tell you a little bit about Cuba, okay? I partnered up with a company called Classic Journeys. I am going to read this verbatim so you all know that this is 100% legit, okay? Classic Journeys, among the first companies to obtain a license to operate legal travel to Cuba for Americans. First under the people-to-people, and now under the support for the Cuban people licensing category. Among the requirements in this license, the program must support private enterprise in Cuba, which has been a key objective of our trips from the beginning. This is coming from Classic Journeys. It also requires that our guests, being us, have a full-time program of meaningful two-way engagements with the Cuban people. That kind of rich and personal contact with Cubans has also been a hallmark of our trips. So the fact that we were already complying with that guideline has proven to be a bonus for Classic Journeys and all of the guests that are traveling with us. Okay? So that is 110%, okay? What we are talking about, all right? So again, Sail with Seth on land. This is through a company called Classic Journeys, and I will talk much more about this. The big question is, can I travel legally to Cuba with Sail with Seth and Classic Journeys? And the answer is absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Because we have responded vigorously and quickly to the evolving regulations, and they continue to do so, all of our trips are compliant with OFAC regulations. OFAC is the Office of Foreign Assets Control. They do all the paperwork for us. They do everything. We have nothing to worry about, okay? That is number one. And I made sure when I was talking to my tour rep there, she said, Seth, we are going to take care of everything from start to finish. They pick us up in Havana, they drop us off in Havana, and between that, everything is done. We're going to get the correct permits. We are going to get everything done correctly. So we can feel 100% great about our upcoming adventure in Cuba. Let me give you the itinerary. On November 6th, we arrive in Miami. That night, we will spend the night in a hotel and then fly to Havana the following day. That flight is very short. an hour maximum. Then we will spend the night in Havana for 3 nights. Then we will go to the Bay of Pigs and Trinidad. The Bay of Pigs, we will have a snorkeling trip or a nice leisurely catamaran trip at the Bay of Pigs. Then we go to the sugar history of the foundation of the sugar cane and the history that it played in Cuba. And then we spend the next 3 days in Trinidad, Cuba, also going to a coffee plantation. Then we go to Cienfuegos before we go back to Havana, spend the night there, and then depart Havana, Cuba on the 14th. So once again, it is an amazing, amazing, amazing trip that I do want to let you know. Now, I also want to let you know here, okay, that this is mainly for our American friends. If you are watching from Canada, you're more than welcome to come with us, but Canadians have been going to Cuba for many years, and you are allowed to go to Cuba. This is mainly for our Americans, okay? So our Americans who are watching, this is a big trip for us because we need special permission to go to Cuba, and Classic Vacations here lets us do that. Classic Journeys, rather, lets us do that. What's included here? Award-winning boutique hotel accommodations. Now, boutique hotel accommodations is the key word here. We're going to be spending a place in smaller accommodations. That's why it's only available to about 20 people, okay? So for the first 20 of you who sign up for this is what I want to let you know about because it's only available for 20 of us. And they've capped it at 20, okay? 6 breakfasts, 6 lunches, 4 dinners included in this. We have a full-time experience guide. They're with us throughout the entire trip, okay? And we have guides, plural, who are interested in this, okay? Admission to the tastings, historic sites, other scheduled events, gratuities for hotels, meals, and baggage, all the land transportation during the trip. The one thing that's not included is the airfare to Havana. But I'll tell you what, it is not expensive at all. And once I get 20 people locked in on this, I will then contact an airline for a group rate, okay? So you don't have to worry about anything. I will take care of all of that. Plus, I do want to let you know that we have to show special permission to even obtain an airfare. So with that said, I will let you know when, how, what, but it is not expensive at all. Our pre and post hotel accommodations in Miami, that's not included. And once again, we'll stay at a airport hotel. It will not be a lot of money, and you don't have to worry about that. So I don't want you to be hung up on some of the things that aren't included, like the airfare to Havana or the post and pre-night stay in Miami. Those are very low compared to what we have. Guess what? Singles, I'm talking to you. I had an amazing conversation with our friends at Classic Journeys, and they agreed to only add a very, very, I wish I could just tell you the price because I can't here. I don't want to get in trouble, but it is such a small increment when we're talking about single supplements. Wait until solos. Just a heads up. Great pricing for you. Everything is included. You get your own room. You don't have to worry about sharing or anything like that. But again, very, very special pricing for my solos. Great pricing for my double occupants as well. It pretty much includes everything with the few exceptions that I told you. And again, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this does sell out. I do need a minimum of 10 of you to make this trip happen. So to make the trip happen, I need a minimum of 10. Minimum of 10, maximum of 20 for Cuba. Every single person in this group that will go to Cuba will be in the Sail with Seth private tour. There will be no others that will be allowed in our tour. It's only for us as Sail with Seth on land. So again, Sail with Seth group, we've got our own tour guides. We have everything on our own. Everything will be just us. Okay? So that it is. Cuba is the destination for our first ever land trip, escorted by my friends over at Classic Journeys. And again, I do hope that you can take advantage of going to Cuba. It's going to be in November of 2025. I cannot wait for this trip. I grew up in South Florida. I've always been enamored by Cuba. I really, really, really did want to get on board a ship when they were allowed to go there. Unfortunately, my timing didn't work out, and then everything kind of shut down, and now things are coming back again. So, again, Cuba, you want to make sure to get your information to us, which is for the e-brochure. The e-brochure will then tell you everything else. I'll also let you know that there will be walking involved, obviously. There will be walking involved in Cuba on some cobblestone streets, but it's not going to be very extensive, okay? So there will be some walking involved, but no cruise. No cruise is going to be involved here. The day-by-day itinerary is also going to be in your e-brochure, and you will see in the e-brochure what's included. It'll say B, L, or D. Sometimes it'll say BLD, which means breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some might say B, which is just breakfast, L, which is lunch, D, which is dinner. Again, that brochure is coming at you once you email us at seth@sailwithseth.com. Again, seth@sailwithseth.com for November 2025. Again, that is going to be our Cuba first ever land trip. Okay. Now, let's talk about what's coming up in March of 2026. This is Cambodia and Vietnam, and this is on Amadara. The Amadara will be a 7-night cruise, and then we have pre and post land as well. This is also a phenomenal price that I was able to receive at Ama Waterways, and I'll talk much more about this coming up here in just a moment. But you can see the different places we are visiting. So we land in Hanoi, Vietnam. We will be in Hanoi for a couple of days, then go on to Angkor Wat, Siem Reap. It continues and goes through some amazing places like Ha Long Bay. We'll wrap it up in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, and then an optional post trip in Bangkok. I want to show you here the map of actually what we'll be doing and the airfare, which is intra-Asia. So from Ha Long Bay to Siem Reap, where we pick up our ship and go down the Mekong River, that is all included. So the air is all included, not your air from North America, but the air that's intra-Asia is included. And this trip is really going to be an absolutely gorgeous one. So that is exactly it. So once again, Cambodia and Vietnam, March 24th through April 8th of 2026. The Big Sail with Seth special on this one is an extra 5% off for my first 12 guests. So if you are interested in this, my first 12 guests will receive 5% off on this trip. So once again, this trip, okay, this is what we are going to do. So Cambodia and Vietnam, March 24th to April 8th, extra 5% off for the first 12 guests. Okay, that's Cambodia and Vietnam. Now let's talk about the Galapagos as we return to one of the most amazing destinations that I think I have ever been to on board Celebrity Flora, who does it so incredibly well. In the Galapagos, we will be visiting the Inner Islands. This is going to be July of 2026. We will be going from Quito. We will spend 2 days in Quito. We will go to Baltra. And now here where things differ just a little bit compared to where we were last time. I'll show you the map so you can kind of get a better idea of what we are doing and where we are going. There will be some repeats like Bartolome Island, Elizabeth Bay. Those are going to be some of the repeats. However, we are going to be doing a lot of the inner islands here. So a lot of the inner islands is where we are going. And the difference is the different animals that we'll see. We will see all of the animals that you see here, some gorgeous desert-like landscape that is going to blow your mind, the blue-footed booby. But now the inner islands are home to the red-footed booby. So we will be able to see that, hopefully. Of course, the underwater life with the sea lions, and they just really do not care where you are or what you're doing. They pick up their head. They're like, yeah, welcome to my island. And then they put their head back down. The marine iguanas to your right-hand side, and of course, the giant tortoises also to the left-hand side, where we all got to meet all of these animals and much, much more. Now, on this one, I only have 10 staterooms available for our Inner Island Galapagos trip. What differs now is I had a lot of cabins available before. They've switched up their group policy just a little bit. So now I'm only allowed to take 10 out at a time. because the ship only has 50 staterooms on board and capacity to 100 guests, I can't hold a bunch of cabins like I was able to do last time. So keep in mind that it's a bit different now. I'm only allotted 10 at a time. If I fill all of those 10, I will be able to get more. If I don't fill those 10, I'm stuck with those 10, and then I don't get more cabins until I actually fill them. So keep in mind, I only have 10. Those 10 are protected at a price. Okay. So those 10 are protected. Once, if I can't sell those, then we have a little bit of an issue. But regardless, once I can get more and we're kind of locked in, if I could say, hey, I've got 10 cabins and now I want 10 more, they'll go ahead and give them to me at that same price. So we're 2 years out, just a little under 2 years out from that trip. And the pricing is very, very good. There is a post trip to Machu Picchu. If many of you are interested in the post trip to Machu Picchu, I'm more than happy to do that again. But again, that's an optional tour. But right now we're just focused in on the 10-night tour from Quito. So we'll spend 2 nights in Quito and then go to the Galapagos. If you're interested in a post stay in Machu Picchu, please let us know and we will go ahead and get you pricing on that. So once again, that is the Galapagos, and that is coming up in July of 2026. Okay, also as we wrap up 2026, which I know we haven't even wrapped up 2024 yet, but India is another place where many of you have said we are really interested in going. So keep in mind that this trip here for India is going to be incredible on Uniworld. You see that ship right there? Okay, now it's the Ganges Voyager 2. This ship will be taking us throughout India's Golden Triangle. And I'm going to show you here where we're going. Follow the map, and you see New Delhi, that's where we're going to go. And then Agra, which of course is home to the Taj Mahal. And then we go to a very, very unique city, Jaipur. And then we continue on from air. So from Jaipur over to Calcutta, we will continue here. From Jaipur to Calcutta is where we will have air also included. Okay, that is included. And then we go up the river. Not a very, very difficult trip. So if you have any type of walking mobility issues, it's not going to be a very long, difficult trip with walking. I will say that. Calcutta, and then the different cities that you see here. And one of the things that we'll be doing is the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal at sunset and at sunrise. So a lot of people don't get the opportunity to see the Taj Mahal twice, let alone once in their lifetime. But we will see the Taj Mahal twice. One at sunset and one at sunrise. The pricing on this, fantastic. I say that, and I'm not just saying that with any trip. I'm telling you this one is great. On top of this, I also want to let you know this one here, for the first 20 guests I have, you're giving an extra 10% off, which means I have solo supplement specials, which you can get an extra 10% off on. Okay. So an extra 10% off for the first 20 guests when we're talking about India. Okay. So once again, my big thing is Cambodia and Vietnam with an extra 5% off for the first 12 guests. And then we have India's Golden Triangle, which is an extra 10% off for the first 20 guests. I'll also let you know that India does come very close to Africa. When we are done with our Africa trip, I will head over to India. If you want to come over to India with me after Africa, because it is going to be kind of a close one there, you are more than welcome to join me for Africa, since we're almost going to be there anyway. And there will be flights from Johannesburg over to Delhi, and we'll all fly together and head on over to India. So keep that in mind. Again, it's going to be a little bit close, but just keep in mind that you are more than welcome to come with me from Africa on over to India if you are interested in that trip. If you have any questions at all, I'm more than happy to go ahead and answer some of those questions for you. Please go ahead and post those questions in the comments. I know I'm probably going to be missing a few of those questions, and I do apologize because all I see on my side of the screen is just a rolling thing of your comments. So I'm just going to try to go and catch up just a little bit. But I do want to let you know that all of our trips have availability right now. They are subject to change. In the sense, Cuba is going to be the one that you need to register first. But again, I only have 20 spots for Cuba. So if you're interested in Cuba, please let me know ASAP, okay? And please give us some time too. If you requested a brochure and we haven't gotten back to you, give us a couple of days and we will get back to you on that brochure. As long as we have a waiting list started on some of our trips, that doesn't mean that you're out for the count by any means, but keep in mind that I do have a waiting list for any of the trips that I told you that were sold out. So for Africa, for Christmas markets, for solar eclipse, and also Bermuda, only a couple of cabins left on that. And then we're going to go ahead and do starting that trip there. Okay. So let's see here. We've got a lot of So if you are, so I want to also let you know, friends, that unfortunately, if you just say, please send me a brochure, we don't know which brochure you want. So please email us. Please email us, okay? Email us, Seth@sailwithseth.com, okay? Seth@sailwithseth.com. Go ahead and send us an email. We will not check Facebook to say we're going to send you a brochure in the comment section. That's not what we're going to do. All right. So again, please send us an email so we actually have your information. And then I can go ahead and send one bag email out as a follow-up because here it's going to get lost with all of the comments. So once again, Seth@sailwithseth.com is where you want to send in your request for an e-brochure, whether it be for Cuba, whether it be for Cambodia, whether it be for India or the Galapagos. Please let us know because that is something that I want to kind of get you that information on. India is one of those places, and I'll tell you, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm going to 1000% be honest with you because that's who I am. I never really had the desire to go to India until I started talking to my friends over at Uniworld. And they do it so incredible. And on top of that, to see the Taj Mahal in the morning and then at night, incredible, right? So not only that, but the ship itself only has about 50 people. So we are going to get immersed into the culture, but we are going to have everything on board that ship. So we're going to stay in a couple of hotels, but then we're going to make our way to the ship and then have 7 nights there and really get immersed into Calcutta. We're going to go to Mother Teresa's tomb and see how she really changed the city of Calcutta. And also just in general, see what India is all about. India, of course, massive population, and it's going to be very, very interesting. I know solo travel in India is not the easiest to do. So that's when I was working with my friends over at Uniworld and I said, look, we've got a lot of solo guests. What can you do? Give us 24 hours. We'll get back to you. And I got this. I can't show you, but I got this. And I'm like, okay, great. So that is, and you'll see that when you get your brochure, you'll see it. Is it very, I mean, it's not cheap by any stretch of the imagination, but keep in mind what it includes. And when you see that e-brochure, you will see everything that that trip does include, okay? Deposit information. For India, it's 10% of your cost. So you get 10% off, but 10% of your cost is the deposit for India, okay? Keep that in mind. For the Cambodia trip, Cambodia, the deposit is reduced for my first 12 people. And what do I mean reduced? $200 per person. That is a huge reduction, but it's only for the first 12 guests because I have special coupons and I only have 12 of them. So when I say I have 12 of them, that is your coupon for a reduced deposit and 5% off of your rate. That again is Cambodia. And again, even just request an e-brochure and just see what it's all about and see all of the inclusivity of what you're going to see, because it's hotels, it's food, it's the tours, it's the air, it's all of that. So again, keep that in mind. And for Galapagos, it is $900 per person. So $900 per person is the deposit for the Galapagos as well. And so that one, $900 per person or $1,800 for a solo. So it's $900 based on double occupancy or $1,800 if you are a solo to guarantee your spot for the Galapagos. Okay. Cuba is a whole different thing. Okay. So I will talk much more about the Cuba deposit here coming up in just a bit. I believe it is $1,000. I believe it is $1,000 to guarantee your spot for the Cuba trip. Okay. So that is going to be, again, November of 2025. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email me. Okay. Feel free to email me, shoot me a text, whatever it's going to take. And I really can't wait. I can't wait to share these experiences with you. If you are looking for any kind of trip at all and you want to use our services, whether you are booking with Sail with Seth Group or you're an independent booker, please let me know. We're more than happy to go ahead and get some rates for you. We would love to be your travel advisor of choice. I never want to steal anyone away from anyone, but if you're not happy with where you're booking or you want a little additional help, I am more than happy. I could talk travel until, I'm blue in the face times 10. So keep that in mind. But I just kind of wanted to be up here and have a cocktail with, I still have some drinking to do. Just a cocktail with you, just to kind of see what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think. What do you think about our new lineup? Let me know. So again, Cuba, first come, first serve. Okay. With that said, but Cuba is going to be absolutely incredible. So you can go ahead and see that. Again, that's the Cuba Land Tour. And I'm just kind of going through and seeing. All right. I love all the excitement. I love all of this excitement. All right. Perfect. I think that this is going to be, I like how Mike said, is Cuba ride with Seth? I guess we could say that. Sail with Seth on land. Sail with Seth on tour. Whatever works, right? Whatever works. It's really going to be a lot of fun. And I want to say to you that some people say, do you love what you do? I love what I do. Many of you might have seen me a little stressed out sometimes, but the only reason why I seem stressed out is because I want to make sure everything is perfect. Is the world perfect? No. Is traveling perfect? No. But that's where I come in. I want to make sure that everything is seamless for you. And I truly love what I do. And I love all of my guests that I travel with. And yes, we build a huge family community. And that's something that I am so proud of. And that will continue to keep Sail with Seth going for sure. Mary says here, you've got the travel juices flowing. I do. I absolutely love I couldn't wait to get on here. Marnie, good to see you. Marnie from our Galapagos, also first time Sail with Sether. Love your enthusiasm. Cuba sounds interesting. Certainly. Martha, I love that one. I need a bottle of wine. Don't we all, my friend? Cheers. John is saying, there are some interesting sounding trips there. Have you had a chance to start thinking about 2027? John. Of course, the future is never out of the realm, right? But I got to concentrate on this. And yes, hopefully we'll be adding some trips into 2027. Also want to tell you this, friends. I know a lot of you have requested Portugal. A lot of you have been asking about Portugal. I'm still in talks to get a great rate for Portugal. So keep that in mind. Portugal and Spain is one that I definitely want to do on the Douro River. Look for that to happen in 2026. I'm not sure if that's going to happen in June or if it might happen in September. So we'll kind of see where we go from there, or it might even be into 2027. So keep in mind, I have not forgotten about you that have asked about Portugal and Spain. But these ones are the ones that I really, India. And when you see the pricing on India and you're going to see everything that's included for 15 days, you're just going to mind blow. I mean, it's mind blowing for what you get on this trip for India. That's number one. Number two, Cambodia. Cambodia and Vietnam pricing is so low that I was shocked to see what I could get for this. And on top of it, to get the combination of the sale. So Cambodia, Vietnam at 5% off the low price that you already see. And then for India to get 10% off, it's pretty incredible. So keep that in mind as well. And your low deposits, get everything kind of set in stone too. Send this video to your friends. Send it to your family. Let them know that you're interested. I cannot be as successful as I'm being without the love and the support from all of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you for spreading the love of Sail with Seth, and hopefully telling everyone that you love and you enjoy sailing with me and sailing with our entire group. Because I do make sure that I put everyone first and that I want everyone to have an amazing time. Again, I will tell you this, friends. Don't just request a brochure on Facebook here in the comment section. Please, 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 please send me an email, okay? Send me an email. Your brochure will not come to you on Facebook. You've got to send an email. And we have Mariah on right now, making sure that you're all getting these emails and you're all getting brochures, okay? I will continue to check the emails over the weekend. I will add you to that list. But if you are interested, please let us know what you're interested in, and we will send you those brochures, okay? Not on Facebook. Not on Facebook. Send me the information via email. And that email has been scrolling there at the top of your, or at the bottom of your screen, Seth@sailwithseth.com. Please send me an email, not leave it here, okay? Michael, Cuba was our returning cruise in 26 on Veendam. You've been to Cuba. Oh, awesome. All right, you're in. Sounds like a plan. I absolutely love it. Hi to you, Janet. Didn't know you were on. Hopefully you're staying warm in Phoenix. Prisby saying trying to email, having trouble sending an email. Sorry about that. But just please go ahead and send me that information, Prisby. You could send me the information. If Seth@sailwithseth.com doesn't work, do sailwithseth@gmail.com. However you want to do it. sailwithseth@gmail.com or Seth@sailwithseth.com. Okay? Let's see. And yes, don't forget about the specials. Extra 5% off for the first 12 guests for Cambodia and Vietnam, and then 10% off for the first 20 guests for India's Golden Triangle. All right. Woo, that was fun. That was fun. I hope that you guys are loving the new trips that we announced. I hope that you will be on some of those trips that I've announced. Again, if you do your own travel and you don't do it in a group, I would love to have some of your business. So please go ahead. I give you the same business that I would give everyone else. So please go ahead and let me know whatever cruise that you might be interested in or wherever you might be interested in going. Okay. Let us know, because we're not just booking group cruises. We're also have access to every single other kind of trip that is out there. So I'm happy to go ahead and book all of that for you. All right. So there we go, my friends. I hope that you have a fantastic weekend coming up. I hope you've got great plans. I will chat with you again here soon. It's been a while since we went live. I am going to do these more often because now I don't get on a ship until the end of December, which is for my Panama Canal friends. So Panama Canal friends, I will see you soon here in just a matter of a couple of months. But in the meantime, I will certainly keep you posted, let you know what's going on, and keep you posted on everything, give you updates here on Facebook. Again, on YouTube as well. We'll continue to update our YouTube channel. We're slow at that, but we'll continue to do so. And of course, none of these trips are on our website yet. That will be changing here over the next week. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to go ahead and email me. It's Seth@sailwithseth.com, sailwithseth@gmail.com, or, of every other way that you can reach me. All right. So for Mariah, for Joy, and for myself, I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks again for being here. Thanks again for all your love and support. And we will chat soon. Take care. Bye for now.